was like...
Yeah, there was lots of
I think. All right, so welcome back to track 1 here at the Men's Roller Derby World Cup here in sunny Barcelona. I'm the Great Smaxby. I'm here with KP and Sonia Blade, and we're going to bring you Scotland versus Australia.
And this is the third game of the pool stages. Both teams are undefeated, so whoever wins this will go top of the pool. Australia have played Colombia and Italy to take #1 in the pool so far. Scotland have played Italy and Colombia also, but the points differential not so high. So right now, Australia are sitting in a good position for their pool. We're only 47 seconds away, so we might start with the rosters. In the green for the Wizards of Oz, 05 is Lucky Phil, 1-1 is Sausage Rolls, number 1-2 Simon Chambers, 1-3 Matthew Holy or Dreadblocks, 1-6 Ballistic Whistle, 1-7-3 is Copter, 3-4 is Dirty 5, and number 4 Ash Collins, 51 is Sin, Aaron Van Berkel, 6-3-3 Synaptic Kid, Grant Milling wearing the C, 7200 is Trop, 7-7-7 David Deckham, 8-0 Flaming Galar, 9-0 Grease Monkey, and 99 is Mavericky.
And we'll bring you the Power of Scotland roster very soon, but play starting to get ahead of us on the track now. Skate Pliskin wearing the star for Scotland. David Deckham is your jammer for Australia. Scotland playing in the white with the blue accents. Australia in the green with the yellow. 5 seconds called. Let's play roller derby.
A lot of dynamic movement before the starts. The pack's trying to establish dominance. Both putting on some crunching defense, and Scotland with the first lead of this game, powering out Skate Pliskin.
Pliskin finds that outside line and dominates it. Pushes round, picks up lead jammer for Scotland. Now decked to the outside of the apex. Going to get drawn back by Australia's pivot. That's Milling. Right back to the pivot line there. Deckham still pushing away at that front.
Pliskin, a veteran of World Cup play. He knows how to take this pressure. Deckham at his first World Cup, but he is a cool character out there. Both getting recycled heavily.
And Pliskin there receiving the cut track penalty. So they're going to go to the penalty box. This is going to be a power jam for the Wizards of Oz.
Deckham still not able to make any progress. He's getting some active offense from Copter and Trop now. Still getting recycled. The jammer has not moved from where he started nearly a minute ago.
He's going backwards.
Big hits, big hits. Penalty there on Copter. It's going to thin things out with Deckham. Only one to beat here. The Scotland blockers are trying to get back in front. Now they managed to form a four wall. Deckham has to do it all again. Finally, with some active O from Grease Monkey and Trop, able to get through but not lead. So we're going to go 2 minutes right here in this first jam.
That's right. Great penalty kill by the team from Scotland. Pliskin now released. Again, we're going to have a 2-minute jam. Pliskin's got 2 to beat at the front. Deckham stuck in the back behind a white tripod. Pliskin breaks out, picks up the 5 points for Scotland. First points of the game.
Well, that was an exciting time to start. 45 seconds a minute 45 before anyone got points on the board. Now Copter recycling Pliskin with Milling. The Symbiotic Kid jumping in there with Grease Monkey to form a wall and make it hard for Pliskin to score more points. Deckham still on that initial pass. Brutal defense from both teams. You can hear the crowd through the microphone here.
Let's look at this replay here. Deckham just with that, trying to find that inside line, but Pliskin just too fast on the outside.
Now some jammer on jammer there on the VMix replay. Pliskin really calm under this pressure. Feeding Deckham straight into a 3-wall, and look at those hits.
Next up on the jam lane is Dirty 5 versus Optimus Grime. Optimus Grime finding that inside, jerking to the out, stays in, lead jammer Scotland.
Well, that's 2 lead jammers for Scotland. We probably weren't expecting this. Mr. Protein now lines up against Ballistic and Sin. Such power in that man.
Huge shoulder block from Optimus Grime, manages to break through there. I can see Australia Star is on the deck. I don't know who is in official possession of it right now.
Yeah, well, 35's trying to get it back, but Scotland just blocking that star. Now Dirty's like crawling around on the floor to get it, but Grimes just cranking the points up, 10 already. He just moved through Sin like he wasn't even there, and that is a big man. I've jammed against him. I don't go through like that, that's for sure.
I've taken many a hit off of Optimus Grime in my time, and I can tell you, they're not fun.
All right, now working his way up again. Hits Sin, hits Trop, he's through. Dirty 5 finally clears the pack, but Grime has put 15 points on the board for Scotland. Big lead there.
Milky on the bench for Scotland is signaling to run it long.
Well, Dirty 5 manages to put some speed on and weave his way through the pack. He got caught in a 2-all at the front, but drew that multiplayer block. So now points on the board for Dirty 5. Matched by Grime, though. So that's a 19-point jam for Scotland.
And there again, that's just that big shoulder hit from Grime to get around the corner and pick up lead jammer.
Again, straight through. Look at that power. Trop is a strong blocker, but Grime just using that seal clubbing technique. Just knock him out of the way.
Darth Vader now up against Sussarge rolls for Scotland and Australia, respectively. Darth Vader, another one of these very nimble jammers, but Sussarge managing to pick up first lead jammer for Australia.
Those poisons giving him all the grip he needs. He mustn't have even worked hard. He didn't adjust his elbow pads in either of those passes. All right, let's see what Sarge can do to crank the points up. He's going to go fast. He's going to, well, just not really an apex jump or an apex hop.
More of a glide through the air. 5 more points for Australia in that pass.
Sarge doing what he's known for, which is just cranking points on quickly. Still hasn't adjusted his elbow pads. He hasn't even hit third gear yet.
Picking up speed, coming to attack that tripod. Finds that outside line undefended. And knocked to the inside there by Rafferty. No pass, no penalty, so going to pick up 4 points for that one. Meanwhile, Darth Vader still out and eligible to score, I believe, but this jam running long. They're just going to let Sussarge do his thing. We have a tied game right now, 26 plays 26.
Well, Sarge does love to run long. He trusts his blockers. He's skated with them for a lot of years. He's just going to let them hold the other jammer while he's just happy to keep cranking on points. Look at those effortless passes. Just shrugs off the final blocker for another 5. We've got 24 points on the board already. He's still got 34 seconds left in this jam to keep putting more up.
Absolutely huge jam already for Australia. Darth Vader still stuck pushing away that inside line. This is not a position that Darth likes to be in. He likes to have those gaps. He likes to be able to juke in and around blockers so that he can pick up those points, and he's just completely denied by the Australian defense.
Well, we have our first lead change here. Truscott, Milling, Copter, Trop, all just working together to keep Scotland to just the 4 points, while Sarge put 34 up. Look at that on the VMix replay there. Just shrugs off all that momentum transferred.
And we talk a lot about how Sarge is quite a nimble jammer, but the power of that hit is just exemplary.
Well, Mavericky wearing the star for Australia. He thought he was inbounds and started accelerating, but he happened to be in the infield at the time. Realized before he got a cutting penalty for that. And now he has picked up lead. So now in 4th jam, we have 2 leads apiece. Scotland right on Mavericky's tail. That's Mackenzie. Crunches into that 3-wall of Australian Collins. Ballistic.
Mackenzie breaks out on the inside line to pick up 4 points.
Oh,
Mavericky on the deck. Breaks out as well, picks up points too, but certainly slowing down now.
So right now they're matching points as Simon Chambers recycles Mackenzie. Both jammers matching point for point here. Mavericky with just 2 to go. Simon Chambers once again recycling. That's kind of his trademark. Little tap out, recycle 40 feet, start all over again. Mavericky still struggling up the front, but now he's out for 4 points. He's getting instruction from the bench to just keep going, gives a thumbs up. They now have a blocker advantage. 1 Scotland blocker in the box.
Mackenzie finding a lot of trouble getting past that apex right now, KP. That Australian wedge just holding him in and knocking to the side, recycling quickly, and then starting the whole process all over again.
Yeah, 3 of that wall all skate together regularly in Melbourne. Ballistic obviously lives and skates in England, but he knows these guys well. We've skated together on many occasions. Really, really solid when you skate with a wall that often. It's just just seamless.
Certainly true. Up next is Jam for Scotland, Escape Pliskin, Dreadblocks for Australia. Remember, check out mrdwc.com/merch if you want to get your hands on any of the cool official Men's Reloaded World Cup t-shirts that we are selling at the venue today.
So another jammer. Dreadblocks is his first appearance at the World Cup, but not showing any signs of pressure here as he gets a big, strong lead and just accelerates down the back straight. And it's a power jam, cutting on milling. That's going to send Escape Pliskin to the box. Big opportunity for Australia to extend their lead.
So second power jam for Australia here. It's up to Scotland now to really put the brakes on and hold Dreadblocks down. But he manages the breakthrough on the outside line quite clean, picks up 5 points.
Dreadblocks not a big guy, but he uses that footwork to get around that really huge Scottish wall.
Re-engaging with the pack now, breaking it to the front. 2-3 to beat Codenberg and Morris really holding down that wall there.
Truscott getting right in the middle of the wall, pushing it apart. He's not letting them form. He's trying to actively help Dreadblocks to get some movement. Now he's letting them just form up. Standing in there, being that lurking shadow, which just makes them that little bit twitchy. Still in there, Grease Monkey really experienced in this offensive role. But it's like a rugby scrum in there.
Oh, it is. Like that's the kind of play you're going to see from these two teams. Very big rugby nations, of course. So a lot of these guys certainly well versed in the sport. Morris now with the star pass. He's right from Jammer for Scotland. Breaks out, and a good job by Scotland managing to break down that penalty. Only one pass during the power jam to Australia. Jam called down another 5 points for Australia.
Yeah, Australia extending their lead, but you got to call that a win for Scotland, being able to shut down that power jam so effectively.
Excellent footwork there. We've seen the replay by Dreadblocks, just staying in by virtue of toe stops. Excellent footwork by the Australian jammer.
Look at that acceleration. He was just accelerating back inbounds to fight that momentum that was trying to take him out. All right, Sarge versus Grime, two of the most powerful jammers in this tournament. Let's see who's going to get advantage of it. Sarge gets drawn to the outside. Grime gets drawn to the inside. No one getting any advantage yet.
Sarge finds that outside line, though. Breaks out, lead jammer Australia.
Crazy fast play out there. Ballistic trying to recycle Grime. Getting taken.
So that's 4 lead jams in a row for Australia. And you can tell just the power of their jammers really getting out there and picking up the points.
Grime seal clubbing, taking down Simon Chambers and Carlson. But they're able to recycle, get back into that tripod formation. Collins playing cover. Simon Chambers now recycling Grime. It's all happening out there. But Sarge has had his speed slowed down by a solid 4-wall at the front.
That's right. Play not really extended much farther than the pivot line in the last couple of seconds. But now Sarge breaking out, picking up 5 points. Scotland's defense really working hard to nail down Sarge's speed. They know that if he picks up pace, he's just going to run away with it.
So Grime in the box. He is the jammer, even though he's holding the star in his hand. Sarge just made that apex jump work.
And that's going to be a cut track penalty on Sarge. We're going to have a jammer switcheroo, power jam Scotland.
He smiles and shakes his head. He's going to take that one. All right, so both jammers going to the box. We've got 30 seconds left of scoring. Sarge already has 15 up on the board. Grime now completing his initial. He's definitely worked for it. You can see he's looking a little bit used. Doesn't slow down that much, though, as he puts 5 on this guy.
Sarge turning to the track now, going to try to close out this jam with a few more points. There's the offense from that Australian blocker. Boom. But is he held? Only marginally.
Look at that acceleration by Sarge, straight out of the box. He just busts through.
Let's look at that replay again.
5 points he earned earlier.
So there's the big sweep from that Australian blocker.
You get a nice close-up of Sarge's expression as he realizes that he is going to the box. And there is a rare sight. We've seen Grime hitting a wall and not just destroying it first try.
Certainly a rarity, but, you know, stranger things have happened. back to the track now. Darth Vader for Scotland, and it looks like
David Deck in there for the Wizards. Deck's getting drawn out of bounds. Grease Monkey picking up a penalty. That's going to give it a little advantage to Scotland. That means no offense for Darth Vader.
But it doesn't seem to slow him down. Oh, it's a cut track for Darth Vader now, so it's going to be another Australian power jam.
Wizards were all pointing and gesturing for the cut, and it signaled in by the ref. So we have Dex with lead jammer and 30 seconds of power jam. That's now the fourth power jam for Australia. Yeah, third in a row. So Scotland, if they're going to want to get back in this game, we're exactly 15 minutes in now. They're going to have to rein in those jammer penalties.
They certainly are, I'm sure. And there's probably going to be the time where they're going to call the timeout and really talk about this. Deckham calls the jam there, picking up no points in that last pass.
Interesting call to ice the jammer in the box.
We see. So Scotland really not being able to get any momentum here. They haven't had lead jam since the second jam.
Yeah, so they got two in a row, and then it's been all Australia's way since.
Battle, yeah. Scores on the doors right now, 89 points to Australia, 45 to Scotland.
Mavericky lining up solo there. Darth Vader still wearing the star. He's standing in the box, so Mavericky doesn't have long to pick up that lead. He's got 1, 2, and there he's done it.
Manages to stay on the inside line just for toe stops there, so managing to pick up the lead jammer. Darth Vader now battling away, trying to find a gap there. Finds the inside line, now out and eligible to score.
Nice footwork there, just works his way through that big wall. Mavericky has eyes on Darth Vader. Darth Vader leaps to try and do an apex. I guess that's an apex barrel roll. It wasn't really an apex jump. Doesn't
an
work
apex
for
swan
him.
dive, I think. 4 points in the air now for Australia.
Simon Chambers recycling Darth Vader again now. He's finally out. Now, what's Mavericky going to do about this? He's knocked down of bounds.
Veggie and team really holding Mavericky down there coming into the turn 3.
Flaming Galar going to the box for the Wizards. Will he get the instruction to run long? It looks like the bench is signaling to Mavericky to just keep going. It's currently 4-4 on this jam. 52 seconds left to score. Ricky gets the go signal from his pack. Even though he went down, he only had one hand out of bounds. Still Darth Vader getting recycled by Simon Chambers. Probably going to get sick of saying that this game. He's so good at it, just really calm.
Again, this is not a position Darth really wants to be in. Can't find those gaps. Can't make the room to really break through and pick up those points. Again, star in hand there, being recycled by the Australian blockers. Mavericky, no pass, no point. So, well, no pass, no penalty, picks up the 5 points there on the inside line. Breaking this entry now, 13 points already in this jam. 102 plays 4-9. Dying seconds of this jam. This one's run really long, and Scotland have just not been able to capitalize on that situation.
So the go long signal from the Australian bench has worked for them. They've gone 18 points to 4, and they've cleared the cheese ball bearings penalty box.
Let's look at that replay. Glances.
Ricky just rolls around the inside.
Yeah, just glances off of Cairns and runs it.
It is so hard. These guys are big, but the track is wide, leaving even the slightest space for the teams. Now that was an interesting start. Grease Monkey starting way behind the jammer line and engaging Optimus Grind to push him back. And Optimus Grind
called on the cut track penalty, gonna go back to the bend. Another Australian power jam. This is the last thing that Scotland need right now. Australia are just gonna run away with this lead.
That's the 5th power jam for the Wizards, and their scoreboard really showing that. Dirty 5, just putting the speed down. This man can skate fast. He spends a lot of his time on inlines playing hockey, and you can sort of see it in his skating style.
Yeah, you can certainly see that agility there built up from years of hockey play. Pack starting to speed up now, coming into the straightaway. Dirty 5 going to re-engage with that tripod at the front, getting a lot of offense. Scotland just can't catch him. Is that agility at play, KP? Yeah,
that speed around the outside. Dirty just gets low, and Scotland had no answer for it. Grime has returned from the box, punches into that wall. He gets past 1, he gets past 2. He's now out and scoring. The Aussie's just feeling that it's probably safer to get out of his way than to take those big hits. Oh, a late call off there, but not. No, it was in time. 0 points signaled by the jam ref.
Let's look at this VMix powered replay. There is the cut. Grimes' foot narrowly goes out. It is a cut. It is a clean cut.
Troplet pretty happy with drawing that one.
Certainly did. Very, very pleased look on his face.
It was unsighted by Grime though, so that's a really hard one.
That's true. Big shout out quickly to Quad Skate Shop, Europe's original brick and mortar skate shop. Outstanding selection with a delivery guarantee. You can also check them out online at quadrollerskateshop.com.
We are back underway. We have finally got a lead jammer for Scotland. Skate Pliskin followed closely by Sarge. Sarge does have 49 points already for this game, but Pliskin pulls 4 points, calls it off a little bit late on the call-off though, because Sarge did sneak 2 against lead.
Sure, let's look at the points per jam here, and it's the tail of the tape right there. Australia just running away with that lead. Big, that's that first jam from Sarge. Managed just to keep that going.
Yep.
They just needed that little kick in the pants to get it going. Mackenzie now in the jam lane against Deckham. We've got a bit of a thin pack for Scotland, one of their blockers in the bin.
Yeah, I think that's Veggie Cray is sitting in the box for Scotland. That's going to give Dex one less person to worry about. More importantly, it's going to give Mackenzie one less offensive skater to help him, and that has resulted in lead jammer for the Wizards. Now, Mackenzie has stashed the star. It's enabled a little bit of a gap, and there he is. He's chasing Deckham out of the pack. Dex is talking about his skates to the box. Something's gone wrong there. So he just wisely calls it off rather than let Scotland score anything. As we hit our final 10 minutes here in round 3 of the pool games. Replay there.
Lovely bit of
Chambers.
sportsmanship between the two players. But still, looking at the score here, it's important to note that Scotland, despite that huge lead by Australia, Scotland are still keeping this game to a 2-to-1 ratio. So they are managing to rein in just that little bit. And as we know, point margins, point differences really matter in the group stages.
All right, so Scotland, very experienced skaters. You can probably only just hear me over the crowd cheering as Gig gets the lead jammer. First time wearing the star here in this game.
Tries to make the leap, gets denied. Drawn back by Chambers, is going to re-engage now with the tripod at the back. Meanwhile, it's Dreadlock's got one to be at the front. It's Cairns, manages to push him out of play, now eligible to score.
Beautiful one-on-one work by Cairns there. He was not giving up. He was seal clopping back on Dreadblocks, which was preventing him getting any movement.
Gig cuts through, picks up 4 points for Scotland. Dreadblocks is going to have a little bit of a rammy on the turn 3 there, picks up 4 of his own.
Yeah, manages to just stay in bounds, so matching point for point. This isn't what Scotland need. They need to try and extend, but Zach Carlson and Simon Chambers, I think, at the back there, really just fighting Gig off. Makes him fall to the outside. Now
Dreadlock's
Sims
pushing Benno out of play there. Big driving shoulders.
Ooh,
Jam
tough.
called from the track there.
Yeah, so that's going to be points against lead. That was 8-6. So that didn't go Scotland's way.
Certainly not, but look, there's Gig on his first jam again in this game. Just juking around those other blockers.
This is a beautiful lead jammer. But yeah, it didn't work Scotland's way as we're running out of time. 7 minutes left on the clock. Cheese Balls Bearings penalty box is empty, so we have 5-on-5. Optimus Grime ready on Sarge. Oh, and look at that big hit straight off the whistle. Sarge didn't even care. He's just straight into it, working his way through. Look at that drive from both jammers. Yeah, but it is Optimus Grime with lead jammer.
Sarge breaking out there, beaten to the punch by Morris. Cut track called. There's going to be, oh no, Grime is going to the bend on the back block penalty. So it looks like it's going to be another Australian power jam, and this is not what Scotland needs right now.
Yeah, these power jams, the jammer penalties really killing things for Scotland. Sarge seems to be working hard now as his elbow pads are getting a few adjustments in there. Now he's through for some points.
That waterfalling offense by the Australians just pushing the Scottish blockers out of the way, creating those big gaps, letting Sarge get that speed.
Yeah, that took 45 seconds for Sarge to get any points on the board. That's not something we're used to seeing with him.
Not at all. Meanwhile, Grime is returning. We have another empty cheese balls bearings penalty box. Sarge content to run laps at this point. Grime catching up. 4 points to Grime, 5 to Sarge.
Sarge seems to be slowing down slightly there. Grime hardly having to work on that last one. I think Sarge thinks he's got a penalty. No, he's just happy to recycle. Grime working up just. Grease Monkey to beat. Grease tries to go low on him, but too much core strength there from Optimus Grime. Stays on his feet and just powers through.
Sarge trying a little bit of jammer offense there. Going to draw back Grime. Play centering around the apex here. Grime pushing for that outside line. Not milling out of the play.
Sarge having a little fun there. He's got a cheeky grin on his face. He's like, oh, I think I'm ready to just stop. He doesn't have lead though, so.
Hey, he's ready for a break.
Yeah.
One further point there for Sarge, bringing his total 16 against Grime's 11.
So here's the VMix powered replay. Grime just hitting that wall apart. It was a strong free wall, but a hit with those shoulders of his manages to separate it into 3 individual blockers.
Penalty called at the end of that jam has sent Grime back to the bin.
Oh, that's another back block, it seems. So he's in penalty trouble. You can only get 5 penalties in these pool games before you're out of there.
That's right. He must be pretty close. So we're going to have another Australia power jam. It's going to be run by David Deckham. 7 power jams in this game, and in 14 games, so half of this game has been an Australia power jam.
Wow.
How does that even happen?
Well, that's certainly reflected on the scoreboard here. I think the teams have been fairly well matched when it's been 5-on-5. It just hasn't been 5-on-5 that much.
Certainly has not been.
So Dex, he does have a full complement of Scottish blockers to get through. Uses his speed and agility, confidently skates around for his for 5 more points. Now we are in the final 4 minutes here of this game. I don't think Scotland can catch up, but it is points differential's really going to matter now, because it's probably going to result in them being second in the pool, which is where the points differentials come into play.
4 more points picked up by Deckham.
Well, once again, Simon Chambers recycling the Scotland jammer.
We've had a star pass, I believe, to Cairns for Scotland. Still trying to adjust through. Didn't really look particularly in position for that pass. I think Grime just really needed to get rid of that star. And now doing a great defensive job.
Yeah, Cairns really had to recycle back about 60 feet while holding the star in his hand. So that's not how you want a star pass to go. Simon Chambers recycling the Scottish block jammer. Meanwhile, Dex is out there scoring some more.
Jam comes to an end. 165 is going to play 7-4 in favor of the team from Australia. Quick shout out to Bruce Skate News. Do your skates just not fit right? Don't let your foot or heel slippage mess with your game. Check out Bruce Skate Straps. They wrap around your boot and plate to make your feet stay in place so you can improve your agility. Be better with Bruised Skate Straps. BruisedSN.com.
All right, Skate Pliskin lining up against Dirty 5. 2 very different style jammers. We do have a blocker advantage to Australia as Dirty 5 takes the, well, it looked like a bit of an elbow from Pliskin, but it certainly set Pliskin up for that front charge into the wall. Copter and Trop, though, just shutting him down. Now Milling gets involved. Symbiotic Kid now pinches and just dumps the jammer out on the end of turn 1. He's going to take him all the way back where he started from.
That waterfalling defense again from Australia just really moving quite symbiotically. They know where they've got to be in that position. Even when Pliskin manages to break through, start challenging the brace, those other blockers just move around.
But at the front there, strong defense by Scotland. It took, whoa, Dirty 5 picking up the cutting penalty. It looked like, well, he was signaled lead and then about a beat later got changed to a cut.
That's right. So Skate Pliskin's going to try to enjoy a power jam.
And he does. First lead for quite a while for Scotland. A little too late though. 1 minute 28 left in this game.
And this is Scotland's second power jam. And when you look at the number of power jams Australia's had, this is ridiculous. But 5 points in the air for Pliskin. First points for them in a while. 79 points down the board.
Veggie Cray, not a large skater, but he was able to knock Copter out of the way to create some offensive opportunity for Pliskin. Now Pliskin held up by Copter, but he's through 5 more points. It's a 10-point jam already. As we do have Dirty's back on the track. He's not wearing the star, but it's in his hand. He's just trying to drive, but we have a massive pile up there on the track. Copter throws Trop into Pliskin. Gets him out of bounds, but Trop goes down himself. So Pliskin able to get through for another 5. Now we have a star pass to Milling, our first star pass for Australia this game. Milling, a very accomplished jammer in his own right.
Certainly true. Now let's look at this moment here. Pliskin,
this is where they
narrowly
just dump him to the outside.
And then,
boom.
There's the deck.
Australia did not even wait for him to go down. They're like, we've got him.
Mavericky and Gig up on the jam line now. This could very well be the last jam of the game, unless there's some shenanigans that I don't know about. 5 seconds called. Let's play a little bit of roller derby. And Mavericky, a real tough jammer to face. 100% lead so far in this game for him.
Well, it doesn't look like it's going to be 100% by the end because he's being signaled on a cutting penalty. He hasn't realized, now he has.
Now he has.
So it is lead jammer for Gig and Scotland. Period clock has expired, so this is damage limitation now.
That's right, this one's all about the points. 5 points already up there for Gig. Strong jammer. 2 jams in this, 100% lead, I believe.
Wow, and the Australians just going to the box like it's going out of style. Now, Ballistic and Reese in the box. It's just Simon Chambers going one-on-one with Gig. Simon recycles him. Tries to put the block on, but Gig able to get more points.
Again, just glancing around that blocker, managing to stay in bounds. 2 to beat. There's Blake.
So Sin and Simon Chambers, teammates from Victorian men's.
And that's the cutting penalty on Gig. Goes to the bend in the dying seconds of this jam. Picks up 10 points though. Like really closes that gap. And again, points really matter in these group stages.
Ricky with a power jam now. He's out and scoring. He's got 40 seconds to put some points on the board. 166 plays 98 at the moment. This is the most points that anyone put against Australia for quite a while. Certainly not this tournament.
It was always going to be a very tough matchup for both teams. And I think the score really doesn't demonstrate how tight this competition is.
Yeah, I think it's just really been those jammer penalties for Scotland that's made it not as close as the scoreboard showing. So Simon Chambers recycling the jammer for Scotland.
5 more points there for Mavericky. We're in the dying seconds of this jam. Gig is back on the track. 1 more to beat at the front. Can he get the full Grand Slam? There's the whistle. 5 points. Manages to get that Grand Slam. Manages with that to break the century. 171 plays 103. Australia wins that one. But beating that 2-1 margin, I think Scotland could be really proud of that result.
Yeah, definitely. You can hear the crowd in support of both teams here. They really stepped it up this morning here on track 1, day 2 of the World Cup. So Scotland with their second highest scoring jam to finish off. Look at this. Simon Chambers tries to get the hit in at the end. Just that little bit too late.
Just that little change of momentum is enough to get past even like the strongest blocker.
So while we just wait for the teams to do their support, big final shout out, Roller Derby Elite, the brand that is the sport, rollerderbyelite.com. Also, thank you to Sucker Punch Skate Shop. They are the largest derby-owned and operated store in Europe. Operation online and having a physical store, heavily involved in the European derby community at a number of levels. Known for their reliable service, honest advice and competitive pricing, as well as top quality products and a huge range. So, that's the end of the pool stages for these two teams. Australia's going top of their pool. It looks like France have already gone top of their pool. as well as Argentina. So we still have to see where England and USA finish up.
That should be a pretty interesting matchup.
Over the next 2 hours. So we'll see the pools play out and then the finals start later this evening.
Indeed, I'm really looking forward to seeing some full matches of roller derby. That's going to be it from us here at Track 1. Thank you very much for joining us. Stick around, lots more roller derby to come over the next 3 days. But until next time, I've been the Great Smacksby.
And I'm KP.
And we've been joined by Sonia Blade. We'll see you all soon, folks. Peace.